I am Lisa Schnebly Heidinger. I am an Arizonan. I'm an author. This is obviously what was the Jordan property. Sedona and T.C. Schnebly, my great-grandparents, would have spent considerable time in this house. They were pretty close to all the Jordans. And Sedona, I know, spent a great deal of time with Ruth. As a matter of fact, it was in this house that Ruth Jordan told my dad, Larry, and I a story that I've told ever since about the night that Sedona died. And there was a rainstorm, and there was a knock at the door late at night in this big electrical storm, and TC was standing there looking wet and a little put out, but he had heard that Ruth's father-in-law was ailing, and nothing would do for Sedona except that he walk a get-well card down that night in the rain. And she died later that evening. And I've always been grateful to Ruth for telling me that story in the front room, because I thought it spoke volumes about what Sedona was like. To literally on your deathbed send somebody a get-well card was pretty darned other-centered. There was tremendous outreach, even if there wasn't a formal means of doing it. Yeah, you looked after each other. There weren't that many of them here for a very long time. They had to look after each other. So that's definitely part of it, yeah. I love what they've done to this place. I love the museum that it's become. I think it's tremendous. And I send people who call and say, we're going to Sedona, what should we see? And I say, see the museum, see the Sedona Historical Society Museum. Great job, great exhibits. This is the new Arizona Centennial book, Arizona 100 Years Grand, that is a wonderfully collaborative effort. Talk about people pitching in. The printer, the binder, me, the designer, everybody just stepped up and did it. And it was printed here in Arizona, and it is for Arizona. It's kind of a birthday gift from all of us who were involved. Tremendous number of people have donated photographs to this. The Northern Arizona University Library and Archives, a lot of individuals. Some Sedonans have stepped in. Jim Bishop was of assistance on this. And it's one page for every of the 101 years, 1912 through 2012, has an event, person, place. Chapel of the Holy Cross is in here. Sedona, the town, is in here. Pictures of Red Rock Crossing are in here that I got to take with my brother on a trip a year ago today. We were riding around Northern Arizona taking pictures for this book. Matter of fact, that's a Lindsay Schnebly picture right there, my brother. So there are some Schneblys involved as well.
More about the book. How did the book come about?
The book came about because I was too foolish to know it was going to be a big 5-year endeavor. We thought Arizona Highways would publish it. They couldn't. There was no state money. We pitched it to U of A Press. They didn't. But thank God for people like the quintessential Arizonans who step up and pitch in and say, let's make it happen. And that's exactly what happened. And like I said, every photograph donated. People from each page proofread them. They checked them for facts. I had a review board that also checked the entire timeline, because each page has 6 events on it besides the one that's featured for that year. The index is a labor of love, 15 pages, so that anybody who picks this up and says, gee, I wonder if whatever I care about is in here, they're going to find it. And I want to hear from them if they don't. It has been a collaborative effort, and that's the best part of it. And writing it was just the most fun I've ever had. Researching it is the only time I've ever missed a meal. I never miss a meal. I always know when it's lunchtime. But sometimes when I was doing this, I would forget to eat. And that says to me that it was the most fun I've ever had, doing a book, doing a project. So it's great to be back here. God, it's great to be back here. Oh my goodness, is it great to be back here. There is nowhere like Sedona, nowhere like Oak Creek Canyon. Such a great place. Sometimes people have said, so you must feel the vortexes and the power in the rock. And I say, you know what? I have no idea. Because to me, it's just home. That's the power I feel here.
Okay, camera's rolling. So, introduce yourself.
I am Lisa Schnebly Heidinger. I am an Arizonan. I'm an author. This is obviously what was the Jordan property. Sedona and T.C. Schnebly, my great-grandparents, would have spent considerable time in this house. They were pretty close to all the Jordans. And Sedona, I know, spent a great deal of time with Ruth. As a matter of fact, it was in this house that Ruth Jordan told my dad, Larry, and I a story that I've told ever since about the night that Sedona died. And there was a rainstorm, and there was a knock at the door.